What's good, y'all? Hope you guys are having a good week. Back in the sauna. It's Wednesday, March 4th. Just out here doing it. Back in the sauna. Got a clean baby face. Had to let go of the beard. It was getting a little too long for me. I hope you guys having a good week. Start to your week this week. It's going to be spring here real soon. Daylight savings time coming up. And yeah, man, I can't believe it's already March. It's pretty weird. 3 months in, where does time go, man, you know? Yeah, man. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves, though. I know I always say that, but you have to. You have to enjoy yourself, because if not, time's still going to go by regardless. You know? It's still going to go by. Whether you're happy or you're sad or, you know, you wanted to or not. So you might as well choose happiness while you can. You know, we all go through these seasons of change and seasons of, you know, just not knowing. And it's hard, you know. It's hard not knowing what to expect. But your expectations are just a comfort zone that you live in. You know, you're only expecting things to happen because you've already seen it happen that way. So you got to have new expectations, or just don't have any at all. Like when you don't have any at all and you just let life, you know, happen the way that it's meant to, like you end up being a little bit more happier. But what do I know? You know, I'm just a man. I'm just another man out here living. Got a new song out, Smile, featuring my two brothers, Joaquin and Sadistic. And, man, I'm just out here staying consistent. I'm pushing my art strong right now, and it feels really good to just keep creating every day. Every day is like a new creation. Just trying to figure out, you know, what to create. And it's actually just being created as we go, you know. There's really no crazy plan to it, which is nice. Sometimes we just gotta let it happen. Let it figure itself out. Man. Yeah. But yeah, new song, Smile, out right now. Sorry I'm a little slow this morning. Just trying to get fired up, really. 6:20 in the morning. I already got my workout in. I got up at I probably got up about 4:20. Hit the gym. Got here about 5. You know, did a hour and 15-minute workout. And now it's just sauna time, baby. Now we're just in here, you know. Now we just in here. Man, one thing that's kind of been on my mind recently is, and I don't mean for this to sound like arrogant or anything, you know, because I think there's some humbling to it. Humbleness, I don't know, to it, but I just hate when people tell me what to do or tell me when I need to do something. That's like a huge pet peeve of mine. And it's not that I can't take, feedback or anything like that, but it's like when you don't really have my interest or my best interest in mind, and it's just out of a way for you to control me or others by telling them what to do. It's difficult for me to accept. I find that being the case at my job a lot. People telling me what I need to do or what I don't need to do, or trying to prioritize my day, or just prioritize me. And I just feel like, man, I don't know, like I work too hard to constantly be told what to do. And it's not, like I said, it's not that I can't take it, but make it make sense. If you're telling me I need to do something, I need to understand why I need to be doing it. And if you don't tell me why, then it's just out of pure control on your end. That's the one thing at a job that I've realized over the years, is that you just have a ton of control freaks. People who do it their way. And if you don't do it their way, they get mad. They get mad. They start to kind of take it out on you. And sometimes when they take it out on you, it's not always like in an unprofessional way. A lot of times it's in a professional way. Where they try to control, they belittle you in professional words, or they, revenge plot against you. And man, it's hard. It's hard when you're really focused on yourself and like bettering yourself. It's hard to be told what to do when it doesn't make sense. And like I said, I don't mind being told what to do as long as it makes sense and is in the interest of everybody. But I come from a sports background, so I'm used to being told what to do and guided and led by a coach or a teacher or whatever it is. So I'm used to that, and I feel like I'm a coachable person. But it's got to make sense, And if I don't, it's hard to respect a leader who doesn't set clear intentions and just kind of leads blindly. It doesn't really know the scope of the team or where the team is at, But then always wants to chime in. Another thing that's real difficult is when there's constant negative feedback, like telling somebody when they're always doing something wrong without any sort of appreciation. Or the appreciation is like once in a blue moon. That's real difficult. I hate being criticized all the time, but never thanked. Again, I work too hard to be successful. And I know nobody's ever going to appreciate you the way that you do. Nobody's ever going to appreciate the work the way that you do. But, if you're leading me, I feel like I need a little bit of appreciation. Just kind of helps make the day go by a little bit better, I guess. Especially if you're going to criticize me. Coming from a team background, a sports background, think the most successful coaches are the ones that can be questioned about their methods without getting offended. You know, if they have a certain way that they like to do things, that's fine. But don't get mad if somebody asks you why we're doing it that way. You know? I think when you start getting mad, it just puts up this wall of like, okay, now I feel like I can't go to this person when I need to, or when I have questions, because they're going to reprimand me. I'm going to get in trouble if I go to this person, or, you know, if I ever need assistance, because I asked, you know, why we're doing a certain thing. You know, I just don't agree with that. I think a coach, a winning coach, sets the tone early and often, you know. Sets the tone of where we're headed, where we're at now, what we need to work on. But also looks for ways to improve their player, or looks for ways to give their player a new opportunity to grow and become something outside of themselves. But, you know, then again, it is a job. It's not a sport. And oftentimes, in job settings, you're going to get managers, you're not going to get leaders. You're going to get people that are just there to manage everybody. You're not going to get people that are coaching you. They don't have your best interest in mind. They have the company's best interest in mind. What they fail to realize is by having your best interest in mind, it actually helps the company more. What do I know? I'm just a man. You know, I do have leadership experience. I've been to multiple leadership conferences. You know, my wife and I, we were part of a business team for many years, and that business team taught you how to lead teams and be a leader. And, you know, I feel like, so using that knowledge now is tough. Yeah, I'm going to pause it right there. There's a guy coming in. I'll come right back. What up, y'all? Sorry about that. Always hate it when somebody walks in into the sauna. Probably shouldn't do episodes in there just because I feel like the sound quality really isn't the best either, but it is what it is, man. Just out here doing the damn thing. But yeah, man, you know, I just you know, I hope I don't come off like I'm like the almighty knower of leadership or anything like that, but you know, I guess it's just all kind of been on my mind recently, and you know, it's been tough. It's been tough to deal with. But, you know, it's always tough dealing with the unknown, the uncertain. You know, it's nothing new. You know, I just feel like I've kind of dealt with it a lot more recently than I would have liked to, but it's all good, baby. Take what we get, you know. That's all we really can do is just take what we get, and just try to make the best out of it. You know, you can only control your actions and attitude. You know, I just want to make sure my actions and attitude are aligned with my overall purpose, my overall goals and dreams. And if they're not, I want to realign, you know? The universe will let you know when you need to realign. You know, God will let you know as well. And it's not a bad thing. Even though it's hard, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, man. But God, dude, it is tough being told what to do by somebody who you don't really respect as a leader. You know, I respect this person as a human, but when it comes to leadership, man, it's hard to respect them. Saying a lot without saying too much. You know, and I know sometimes it'll, whatever, man. I might come off as arrogant, but just because I'm coming off as arrogant doesn't mean that I don't have feelings and truths that I do speak, So it's all good, baby. March, early in 2026. The one thing I say all that to say, we're never stuck in any situation. We're never stuck there forever, And just because it's a situation now doesn't mean that it's going to be in 5 years. It doesn't mean it's going to always be here, because it's not. It's not. I know it's scary. I know it's tough to deal with in the moment, but man, there's always hope. There's always hope for a better day. There's always hope for just a different outcome and situation and energy. And you may think you have it good now, but wait till God steps in. And don't let a good life now stop you from exploring other options. Because we can oftentimes get caught up in our comfort zone. Like, we're used to what we have now. So, why would I look at other options when I'm used to it? Well, there's good and bad with everything. But if the option that you're currently serving in your comfort zone is providing you more stress than it is happiness, what's the point? Why wouldn't you explore other options? So, I don't know. Maybe that's just a bit of advice for myself. Actually, all this is just advice for me. So I can go back and listen, or just kind of take in what I'm learning. Just get it out to the universe. I'm learning a lot, but I don't ever want to just keep all this info just up in my head. I want to get it out to other people, because maybe it might help, and maybe it might not. But it helps me to, filter out this info. So, yeah, man. I think we'll leave it at that for today. Maybe we'll call this like realignment. I don't really know. I don't really like think about titles until afterwards. I try to pick one that's like familiar to the episode. So yeah, man, I feel like realignment was like the main topic conversation. I don't want to call this like steps of pure leadership or anything like that. Because I don't know, man. I know leadership. Maybe I'm missing something. I think it takes a leader to know what his flaws are and be okay with it. So, yeah, man. I'll leave it at that. Go check out my new song, Smile, featuring Joaquin and Sadistic, out right now. Got a new album coming very, very soon. Got one more song to mix and master. One more. And then we're completely finished. And, man, I got some other stuff in mind for this year. I got new merch out right now. Link in my Instagram bio. Go check it out. And, yeah, man, as always, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And, we'll talk soon. So, much love. Peace.